we are continuing the tradition that has been going on for a few years now of recognizing volunteers as a part of our Fishawack celebration. And whereas Dennis O'Brien has served tirelessly as a volunteer for the Chatham Borough Farmers Market since 2012, and whereas Dennis O'Brien has committed an innumerable amount of time each year in assisting with the operations of the Chatham Borough Farmers Market throughout the market season of June through November. And whereas Michael Cifelli has served in an exemplary manner as chairman of the Zoning Board of Adjustments since 2016 and as a regular member of such board for 8 years prior to assuming responsibility for chair. Congratulations. And whereas Jacqueline Pindak has served tirelessly as a member of the Chatham Historical Society, of which she has been a member for over 35 years, serving several terms as president of the society and also serving as the school liaison, a member of the scholarship committee, and as a trustee. And whereas Jacqueline Pindak has spent innumerable hours researching Chatham's history and has performed a leading role in the preparation of publications and presentations.
And what I'd like to just say is that the Women's Club of Chatham is celebrating 100 years of service and volunteerism this year. Most people in town are not even aware that there is a women's club in Chatham, let alone that it's 100 years old. But like most women, they have quietly and without fanfare worked behind the scenes, giving their time, their energy, and their initiative to the town. And for that, we thank you. And today we have Terry Candiflack, who is the president, along with Carol Ann McBride, the co-president of the Women's Club of Chatham, with us. That's fine. Okay.
At the turn of the 20th century, Chatham's only public school was on Passaic Avenue and was overcrowded and about 40 years old. It was not large enough to accommodate the borough's growing student population, and it was not an accredited high school. Can you imagine that today? High school students had to travel to Summit to go to class. The structure was deteriorating. It had antiquated heating, sanitation, ventilation systems. Several times, the town defeated the Board of Education's proposal to build a new school. They just didn't think it was necessary. The school seemed fine enough to them. Finally, 10 years later, Chathamites gave approval for a new school. Even choosing where the school would be placed wasn't easy. Several locations were looked at, and finally it was decided that it would be built right here on this lot. The laying of the cornerstone, you can see, was in 1909. And it was for public school number 1. But bad weather and, interestingly, union members picketing a non-union site postponed it until the end of April 1910. An impressive ceremony was held, as only we can do in Chatham, you know. But construction delays continued. The school was finally completed in January 1911. The exterior looked very much like it does today. The school was built of dark red brick with Indiana limestone trim. Inside, there were 8 classrooms. Imagine this, each holding 45 students, no aides, and a large kindergarten on the ground floor. There was also, interestingly, a large assembly hall and gym on the 3rd floor, where the council chambers are now. I wouldn't want to be the classrooms under that, I don't think. It had a 16-foot ceiling, red Gulf cypress trim, and seating for 100. The basement had the kindergarten and 2 playrooms, one for girls and one for boys. The girls entered on one side of the building, the boys entered on the other. There were also what were called at the time toilet rooms, and they were sparkling and white. All the systems available were of the latest technology and the most modern available. Some of the children who went to school didn't even have these in their own homes. The school was a design suited for the 20th century and was probably the most modern structure in Chatham at the time. The building was admired for its beauty, but more importantly, it had a full K through 12 program. The cost of the school at the time, want to take a guess? Any guesses? $10,000 to build the school, and taxes were not increased. When the building was finished, the townspeople were so proud of it that they didn't want anything to obstruct its view from the street. So it was decided that instead of placing the flagpole in the middle, it was going to be placed on the south side lawn, which it was. I'm not sure when it was changed. The school continued, though its name was changed to the Fairmont Avenue School, until it closed in 1977 because of declining enrollment. In 1985, the school was rededicated as the new Borough Hall. With its new purpose, its interior has been severely altered, of course. The next time you pay your taxes, think about what the building might have been like in 1911 with the joyful laughter of children and the dedicated teachers who taught them.